Well, I do think we should try to use as many carrots as we can. So one of the things that I've proposed is bringing back redevelopment. Redevelopment is one thing that you can give as an incentive. You can create some additional resources, and I know the state's trying to do that, but not enough. We need to get more money for affordable housing. And then if people don't play by the rules, then we go to the more ham-handed approach where we tell locals, you must create this much affordable housing.
And the reason that rents are going up in California, the reason that the median cost of a home in California is over $500,000 when it's only about $346,000 nationally, is because there is not enough supply of housing in California. Starts out with CEQA reform, then it goes on to reducing the taxation and all of the impact fees that these developers have to pay, taking a look at zoning restrictions, giving more power to the locals again and taking them away from the state agencies, and essentially doing everything we can to give developers and people that actually want to build housing capacity in California the tools that they need to begin building new capacities.
When it came back, I didn't vote for Costa-Hawkins. But looking back, I'm not sure I was right, frankly. I do believe that we have to address spiraling rents, and I do believe that some kind of rent stabilization is important. I don't believe that the feds ought to be, dictating to a neighborhood what they ought to do any more than the state should. So I want to start with incentives, which is why I've talked about a housing trust fund and a revolving fund for ADUs.
I want to have that conversation. I don't want to have a state dictate. Obviously markets are different throughout the state. I want to be responsive. Some of the things that I've tried to do and the authorities that I've sit on is to provide a menu of options, recognizing you want local participants to be able to have a voice, to be able to participate in their democracy. They have duly elected representatives. Let's make sure that democratic process actually works.
I think that if you mean, should we repeal the Ellis Act, or rather, should we repeal Costa-Hawkins, which would afford that, I am concerned that it would have a chilling effect on housing production in the state. Do I believe in rent control? I'm a former mayor of San Francisco. Do I believe that we need to do more on preservation and on protection, not just production? Absolutely. And owner move-in evictions, Ellis Act evictions, making sure we're providing legal support, counseling services, not just rental subsidies for people that are on the cusp of displacement is profoundly important. I think there's a potential compromise. I know not everyone agrees with that, but the issue of affordability is the issue.
If you look around the world and you know anything about economic history, you know that the history of price controls is not good. They never, ever work. You get less investment. I want to see affordable housing. I want to see the cost of housing come down. And the law of supply and demand has not been repealed. The only way to truly bring down the cost of any good or any service is with competition and supply.